Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. I am now live on Instagram. It is your girl Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration here. And I wanted to just come on. I have not been live in quite some time, so I do apologize to all my platforms. I've just been listening to God, just been listening, figuring out what to do next, and I'm at that point where messages are being downloaded and things just need to be shared, right? So for those of you that don't know me, I am Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. I am an inspirational speaker, lifestyle coach. I am an author of several books. I have personally written journals that are Amazon. If you want to learn more, go to TanishaShanae.com and you will be able to check out all that I do. So I want to just get right into the message. So for those of you that do not know, sorry guys, I'm trying to just put my website up here. So for those of you that don't know, back in 2015, I've been talking about it's a lifestyle since 2015, right? God has been speaking to me about each one of us being able to devise the lifestyle that we desire since 2015. That has been something that has been placed on my heart, something that I have been resonated with since 2015, devising the lifestyle that you desire for yourself, right? And when I say those types of things, I want people to understand when you start to devise the lifestyle that you see for yourself, it's not going to always line up with other people see for you. I'm going to say that again. When you start to devise the lifestyle that you see for yourself, it's not always going to line up the way other people see it for you. Many of you have been following me recently. I have been traveling. And to be funny, I'm not even traveling at the rate that I normally do. Now, I normally like to travel a whole bunch. I like to just go away, especially love to be at water. So, yes, Florida is one of my favorite states to go to. I'm not a fan of the state, but I like to go down there because I am able to, go and, be at water, right? Especially nice, clean water. I live in New York City. Our water is not the prettiest. So, when I started to travel again, and again, I don't mind sharing, right? I understand that people are going to feel away. And I have always understood that. And from a young age, I have always understood that a lot of my experiences other people cannot relate to. And when I really started to just take ownership of my life and started to understand that the life that I was traveling prior to 2015 was not the life that I desired. I spent a good part of my childhood, teenage years, early 20s trying to find it. And I never found it because I never realized that it was not in the jobs, it was not in the degrees that I was going for, it was not in the list of accomplishments that I was setting for myself at that time, because it was something that was within me. And when I started to understand that things were within me and I had to go out there in pursuit of it, that's when things started to change and shift in my life. So in 2016, especially, this is when I really stepped into ministry. I understood that God had called me to a new level, to a level that I was not comfortable with, a level that I never asked for. I was already teaching since 2012, but God said you're going to teach at a higher level. You're not going to just teach in the classrooms. You're not going to just teach at these colleges or these trade schools. Now you're going to teach, on an international level. And at that time, I didn't understand that. At that time, it was not something that I personally desired, but I had to take responsibility for what God was doing. So I just said, you know what, God, I'm going to just keep doing what I have to do. And when I started to do that, a lot of people became very uncomfortable. I had a lot of people around me, close friends, family even, who started to, make comments. And I won't say that there was any resentment, but I feel as though people did make comments because they didn't understand. Because we are raised to live our life according to a certain pathway. And so when you start to go outside of that certain pathway that was signed for you, now you seem like you're the black sheep. There's something wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with you. So anytime that you start going on a path that is not like anyone else, stay on that path. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the path that you're supposed to be on. All right. A lot of times we are on paths that we're not supposed to be on. A lot of you are out here accomplishing goals and dreams that were not your own. You have taken on someone else's dreams and goals, and now you're not happy in that. You're forcing yourself to be happy. So I had met this gentleman a couple of weeks ago, and I went to Miami, right? Middle of the week, just booked the trip and I went to Miami. So he's like, oh, it must be nice. And God said to me, that was not a compliment. That he was like, there was a lot of shade behind that comment. And so when I asked him, what do you mean by that? He said, I mean, do you even work? Because I guess he went on my social media. All right, because he don't follow one another on social media, but I guess he went on my social media. He must have seen like you're always traveling. I said, yes. He said, well, do you have a job? Because people that have a job, they can't travel like that. And I laughed. I said, no, it's not that people that have a job can't travel like that. We were told that if you have a job, that you can't travel like that. You hear what I said? If you have a job, we were told that if you work, that you're not supposed to travel like that. When in essence, we should be able to because we have the resources. Some people have a whole bunch of resources. They have an abundance of resources. They can pay their rent, they can pay their bills, they can pay my bills, and they can still travel. But why can't they travel? Because they don't have the time. So when I sat down and the end of 2021, I made an intentional decision again. I walked away from a full-time job that wanted me to do things that did not make sense. And when I tell people that, they're like, well, I could never do that. I understand that. But I know who I am. I understand what power I have. I understand what gifts I have. I understand what talents I have. I understand who my God is. I understand that when God took me from 2015 from a full-time job, and he took me through that journey from 2016, 2017, it was hard. It was rough. Trust me, there was days that I thought I wasn't going to make it. The place that you see right now, I thought I was going to lose it. And God said, just trust me, I'm going to take you through this journey. I had to go through that journey because my path before that was totally different. So in 2021, when everyone started to come back into the office, I live in Brooklyn. My job was in the Bronx. They wanted me to travel from Brooklyn to the Bronx. And again, it was not about the work. It was about the sense of the work. You wanted someone to leave their home to come in for 2 hours. To drive in for 2 hours to sit in the office to teach an online class. Please, someone tell me, where does that make sense? I'm going to say that again. You wanted people to get out of their beds, put on clothes, sit in traffic, right? At this time, New York City Transit was not running at even 50% capacity. And you wanted me to travel so that I can come sit in an office and close my door, put on my headphones, and teach my online classes. And I didn't have just one online. I have multiple online classes. I said, God, this does not make sense. And God, because you know this doesn't make sense and you know that I don't operate well in nonsense, I ask that you will give me the opportunities to walk away from this job and I will have a remote opportunity. Just like that, everything that I asked for came to fruition. A contract that I had previously reached out to me for a new opportunity in a whole other department. Something similar to what I was doing at my other job when I was not teaching. So when I tell people, a lot of the times is that you don't have the faith that God is going to do it. You don't have the belief that God is going to give you the lifestyle that he wants to give you. Because you have been operating in fear. You have been operating in someone else's narrative. And I understand a lot of us have been, the things that we're able to do today did not exist 20 years ago. They did not exist 30 years ago. I understand that. But we have to understand things are going to continue to change. And what a lot of people do not know how to do is operate in change. You rather stay. This is the reason why there are some people who work at a company for 25 years and they worked in the same position. Can you imagine working at a job for 25 years and you've only had one position? You've never gone for a promotion. You have never been promoted. You have never, sought out other opportunities, especially people that work in large corporations. You started as an administrative assistant and you're staying you're going to retire as an administrative assistant after 25 years. Your boss, you don't have six or 10 bosses, but you have stayed in the same position. Unfortunately, those are the people that are afraid of change. And we are living in a time that you cannot be afraid of change because change is happening too much, too quickly, too rapidly around us. So when I say to people, I look at my lifestyle and I look at how the world is operating. I'm now able to pick and choose and say, you know what, this is what I don't like, so I'm going to put that away and I'm going to try this. If I don't try something new, then I will never be able to say whether or not something works. I try new things all the time. I have planners, right? I tried to make a planner last year, sold a couple of copies. I got the feedback. I made a new one for this year, right? Books. You have to try something. A lot of people are just staying in what they know because that is what they're comfortable in. And when you continue to make these changes in your life, you're going to make a lot of people around you uncomfortable. But I want to encourage you, those of you that are making those changes, you're taking those bold steps. Do not allow the negativity to get to you. Do not allow the people that don't believe, that do not want to try anything new. Don't allow them to get you off path. Don't allow them to make you believe that you're crazy. Don't allow them to make you believe that, well, if you need more money, then you need to get a new job or another job. No, baby, there are other ways for you to make money out there. When I needed to make more money, God said, write a book. And what did I do? My first book, 2014. I sold copies. When 2013, when I was working on my PhD and I needed extra money, how did I make more money? How did I make more money? I didn't go get another job because I needed the money at that time. And I didn't have time to go apply for jobs, interview for the jobs, do follow-up interviews, fill out paperwork. I needed the money immediately. So what did God remind me of? You have gifts, you have talents. So we're going to use one of these gifts and talents. And that's how I started to make the smoothies. When I started to make the smoothies, I was able to make over, I think it was like every day I had about 12 orders. I sold them for like $4 to $7, depending if they wanted like protein or sugar added. Yes, I did charge for sugar because they was healthy smoothies. And I was able to pay off that bill by the end of 2 weeks, not even 1 week. I mean, not even a month, 2 weeks, I was able to pay the bill that I had for my school. And I was like, wow. So I always think back to that. Is it that we need another job? Because again, I was raised, I love my mom. My mom, she hustled. My mom went out there and did what she had to do. She had 2 children that she had to take care of. And she went out there, she had to work 2 jobs sometimes. And I definitely applaud her for that. But guess what? In 2022, we don't always have to go get a second job. There's other ways for us to make additional income in addition to what you're doing. So you have to start thinking and believing that. You have to start believing like, wait, I have skills, talents, and abilities that can help me to make additional income. And then when you start to believe big, then you're like, wait, if this is making me additional income, can this one day take the place of all of my income? Can it take the place of, paying my rent, my mortgage, my bills? Yes, God is going to always give us abundance. And I truly believe that. And I just want us to get into this mindset of just believing like, wait, I don't have to stay in lack. I don't have to stay in this lack mindset. I don't have to stay in this miserable mindset. I can go out there and I can travel. Sometimes you don't have to travel every day or every week or every month. You can go for 1 weekend out the month. That would be 12 trips that you can take. But you got to believe that you can actually do that. You got to find additional ways to make that income to support that habit, right? And again, some people out here finding the money to support weed habits, drinking habits, cigarette habits. Imagine if we shift that mindset and said, forget about, alcohol, weed, and cigarettes. How about I build a habit so I can make money so that I can pay for my trip next weekend? I can pay for my trip next month. I can pay for my trip in 3 months. If we start shifting our mindset. So it's just like, no, how do you want your lifestyle to look? You have to start understanding, asking yourself that. I'm going to be doing a webinar on how to define your happiness. Do you know how many people are not happy? Do you know how many people don't know what makes them happy? And I have found like a whole philosophy behind it. And because I work with college professors who do a lot of research in this stuff, someone actually did research at one of the schools that I work at. And I was reading it and it confirmed exactly what I said. Most people, not that I said earlier, most people are not living their dreams. They're living someone else's dreams. So just imagine how many people are out here that don't know what makes them happy. The things that they're doing right now, they're doing because they think that's what is going to make them happy because someone projected that onto them. There's a lot of people out here who have projected, right? I know your backyard is your paradise. You know, a lot of people have taken on other people's hobbies, their happiness, their joy. They're taking that on as their own. And now sometimes when that person dies, they don't know what makes them happy. That person, you know, sometimes is in a relationship. Now that relationship ends. They no longer knows what makes them happy. So I want people to get to a space where they figure out what makes them happy. And I have steps that I have created within myself. Because again, I was that person. There was a long time I didn't know that I had liked water. And when I realized why, I never knew that I liked water. There was a whole logical reason behind it. So there's a lot out there. And again, I just want to continue. And I know I have been very disobedient. But guys, I'm not going to promise I'll be here every day, every week at a particular time. I'm still working through those kinks because I'm still getting my own, you know, God is like, all right, these are things that I need you to work on, and these are things that I need you to share. So I'm trying to work those things out. But just stick with me. Stay on, connect with me. You see right here, you go to my website, TanishaShanae.com. For those of you, if you are not following me, if you're on YouTube, you want to go to my Instagram. All of my links are on that particular page. I am reactivating my inspirational lifestyle coaching group, and I will speak more about that. I will probably go live tomorrow. I'm going to schedule that. So if you are following on Instagram, you'll be able to see when it's scheduled. And I will also put those on my Facebook and my YouTube when you can join me to learn more about my Inspirational Trailblazers lifestyle group. Because I like to pour into my group. I like to pour into them, you know, ways so that they can, you know, identify their purpose, activate their purpose, how to find additional resources, how you can take your talent, skills, and abilities and convert them into making additional income, because those are things that I have done for myself. I'm not going to teach you anything that I have not done myself. And if I do introduce you to something that I have not tried personally, it is because it's someone that I actually trusted. I know that they have gone through the process, but it's not something that I might not be interested in. But I still want to always give people the opportunity so that they can learn. We're going to learn about financial resources. There's a lot of information out there that is not being you know, given clearly. That's not given correctly, especially like credit. So many people are, you know, credit cards are horrible. Let me tell y'all. One of my friends called me cash back queen. He was like, you get every cash back. Them credit cards, you be scanning your credit cards like, where do I need to, where am I shopping normally? And how can I get that cash back, right? I don't play those games, but I will show and share those same resources because everything that we're doing, I feel like we should get paid for it. That's just my philosophy. So if you're going to go and get you a cup of coffee, I want to show you how you can get that money back in some capacity. Okay, you might not get the full dollar back, but when you spend $1, I want you to at least get back 10 cents. I feel like that's just the only way that makes sense. So I am Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. Share this video. Let somebody know. Tag someone into this. Again, if you're interested, stay tuned so you can learn more about Inspirational Trailblazer Lifestyle Group. Go to my website. The journals, the books, everything is there. You can definitely check it out. The new teacher planner. So this is the old one. I just took it off of Amazon. This was from last school year, but this school year will be similar. And I actually have another 2 versions. So if you have a gentleman, you'll be able to get one. You know, some guys might not want this beautiful color, but there will be an additional version of this because I want to inspire the teachers. Right. So if you know any teachers that are looking for a journal that might need a planner to get them through the school year, it's hard out here being an educator. I get it. I am an educator myself. So I know I want to inspire those. So that's what this planner is for. And it will be out next week on Amazon. And it also will be a digital product. So you can get it physically and as a digital product. How cool is that? Y'all know me. I'm going to find all ways to reach everyone. Okay. So I am Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. Have a good morning. Have a great day. Set your intentions for the day. Go after it. I love you. God loves you. Be well. Be blessed.